Hi there, and welcome to your fine tune practice. This practice is going to be focused on glutes and a little bit of core, particularly the obliques, as we move through certain planes of motion together. So, to get started, we're going to be on our bellies. You won't need any equipment for this practice other than your mat and your own body weight. Everything I give you is a suggestion. So, listen to your body, trust yourself along the way, and let's get to it. So finding your way down onto the mat, onto your belly. You're going to stack your palms and rest your forehead on stacked palms. You can also rest them on stacked fists if you want a little bit of more space between your face and the mat. And the legs are going to be about hip width or shoulder width apart. They can even maybe be slightly closer together if that's more comfortable for you. We're going to start by just taking a nice easy inhale and a nice easy exhale. Feeling the shoulders soften a little bit here. Let's do one more time. Big breath in. Nice big easy breath out. We'll transition to a little more intentional breathing or Pilates style breath. So as you inhale, can you focus the breath into the sides and the back of your ribs? And as you exhale, feel a cinching or knitting of the belly and the low ribs. As you feel the belly start to tighten and tone, breathing out through pursed lips. Again, inhaling into the sides and the back of the ribs. Pursed lips helps you find that deep core connection. Breathing out, the breath will be audible here. Let's do that one more time here. And as you breathe out, can you notice maybe a gentle lifting of the belly button away from the mat? Maintain that lift, that tension through the belly. Taking one more breath, inhale. And then with your exhale, keeping the belly engaged, start to squeeze into the right side of your glutes, reaching out through the right toes, big toe in particular, squeezing the glute to float your thigh up above the mat. Take an inhale as you lower the right leg down. And then exhale, transfer that to the opposite side, squeezing the left side of your bum cheek, reaching out through your left big toe, floating your left thigh. Inhaling again, gently lower down. Exhale, right leg floats. Now as you lift the right leg, make sure the right hip bone stays down to the ground. Continue with your breath flow here. Exhale, left leg lifts. Good. Inhale, lower. Exhale, right leg lifts. Every movement here coming from the center. So don't forget about the belly. As you exhale, feel the belly ignite, tighten or tone before you squeeze into the glutes and lift your left leg up off the mat. Then inhale to lower. Good. We're going to lift both legs at the same time. Take an inhale. Exhale. Squeeze the glutes, lifting or floating both legs up off the mat, reaching out through all 10 toes, and then inhale to gently lower. Really grounding through the pubic bone and the hip bones as much as possible here. Squeeze the glutes, float both legs up, and gently lower down. So we really want to feel the glutes connected. The hamstrings are also integrated in this movement. If you're not sure if the glutes are working, the hamstrings are working, reach a hand around. Give your bum a little poke as you lift your legs up off the mat. Can you feel the tension under your fingertips? Maybe slide down. Can you feel it to the back of the legs? And then slowly lower down. Good. It might seem obvious that if you're lifting the legs, the glute will turn on, but sometimes it's just not making the right connection. So it never hurts to double check. Let's do 2 more here. Good. On your last one here, exhale, float both legs up off the mat. Ground down through the pubic bone and the hip bones. You're going to take another inhale, keep the legs floating. And as you exhale, we're taking a slow swimmer. So squeeze a little tighter into the right bum cheek and then the left. Good. The legs are transferring that tension, that engagement, so that the right heel lifts a little higher, left heel lifts a little higher. Beautiful. Keep breathing for 4. Good. 3, 2, 1. Lift both legs up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the glutes. Take an inhale. And then exhale. Gently lower everything down. Beautiful. Take a nice big breath in. With your exhale, a gentle wiggle into the hips here. Good. Letting go of any residual tension here. Take one more big breath in. Sigh it out. Let the breath go. Beautiful. One more sequence on the belly here. Keep the palms stacked. Again, you can stack on fists or palms here, forehead grounded. We're going to take the legs a little bit wider apart towards the long edge of the mat. You're going to bend into the knees, flex the ankles, and glue the heels together. Now the toes are drawing down towards the ground or the shins here. You're going to take an inhale. Your thighs are going to remain grounded. And as you exhale, can you just squeeze the heels as tight together as you can? Hold that pressure there for 5 more. 4, 3, 2. Keep the heels connected, but release the pressure as you inhale. And then exhale again. Squeeze the heels together. Ground down through the pubic bone, through the hip bones for 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Release that pressure. Take one more big breath in. And exhale. Last time. Squeeze. 4, 3, 2. Keep the heels connected. Keep that tension, that engagement through the back of the leg. Take another big breath in. And as you exhale, squeeze the glutes a little tighter. See if you can float your thighs up off the mat. Bring the soles of your feet a little closer to the sky. From here, we're going to inhale, tap the thighs back down, and exhale, float them up. Good. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Nice. Keep going for 4. Keep curling the heels towards the seat for 3. Good. 2. Last one. You're going to hold the thighs up in space as high as you can. Now, if your thighs are still grounded, that's okay. Just send the intention of lifting the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. You'll feel that engagement happen to the back of the legs. From here, we're going to pulse upwards. A little tiny movement, squeezing a little deeper into the glutes, igniting the hamstrings a little bit more. You've got it. Last 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Lift up. Take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, slowly release the thighs down to the ground. And then set the legs free. Lengthen the legs beneath you. Again, give your hips a little wiggle here, side to side. Maybe bending the knees. Windshield wiper the legs side to side. Good. Letting any tension go here. Then when you're ready, we're going to roll to the left-hand side. Prop yourself up on your left forearm, bending both knees, similar to how we do in clamshell here. I'm going to extend the top leg long and float the top heel in line with my top sits bone. I'm going to reach my right hand overhead, ear between or right next to my bicep, I should say. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, press your right heel back. Again, you're squeezing into where the glute and the hamstring meet here. Take an inhale to draw the right heel under the right sits bone. And then exhale, press the leg back. So a couple of things are happening here. The first is we're trying to keep the outer ankle bone lifting towards the sky. So the outer glute, outer hip is getting work here. We're also moving the leg as though we're moving through honey or molasses. So really feeling a resistance as we press the leg back. I'm also stabilizing through my core, through my pelvis. So as I bring my leg back, I'm not allowing my hips or my ribs to swing forward here. I'm really just finding the connection or the squeeze of my glute and hamstring. Beautiful. We're going to layer onto here. So exhale, press the leg back. Inhale, bring it forward. Now, as I exhale, press the leg back, my right arm is going to reach long on the diagonal, creating one long line from my fingertips to the edge of my heel. And then inhale, roll the heart open, come back to this side plank. Exhale, reach on the diagonal as my heel reaches back behind me. Inhale, open. Beautiful. Few more. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Last 2. Beautiful. Last one. Bring it back to side lying. Good. Take your top hand, fingertips tent in front of your chest or your belly. Then we're going to lift up an inch, down an inch, pull the knee forward, and then press out. Good. Up an inch, down an inch, pull the knee forward, and press out. You got it. For 4. Good. 3. Nice. 2. Keep stabilizing through the core, feeling those obliques working on the top side. Last one here. Pull forward, press back. Beautiful. And then release the knees and ankles on top of each other. Nice. Let's just roll onto the back body, taking a little bit of a breather here. You can hug your knees into your chest, finding a bit of release. And then we'll place our feet down to the mat, palms alongside the body. We're going to skip the articulation through the spine and again, really focus the work, the energy into the glutes here. So take a nice big breath in. As you exhale, pressing hips to sky, rooting down through the feet and unfolding at the front of the pelvis here. Inhale as you bring the hips down halfway, and then exhale, once again, pressing hips up to the sky. Good. Keep going with your breath flow. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Keep going. Again, fine-tuning a little bit here. So making sure that the ribs are staying connected to the hips, not overarching or extending the rib cage up here. And that'll help isolate the work into the glutes instead of just overextending into the spine to help it appear like we're lifting a little higher. It's not as important how high you lift as it is how connected, how integrated the work is. Let's go 4 more. Good. 3, 2. Last one, lift up and hold it here. Again, fine tune in this shoulder bridge position. Can you press down through all 4 corners of your feet? And then without actually moving the feet, feel this sensation of the heels dragging or pulling towards the shoulders. If you can imagine one of those mini stability balls between the knees, imagine you're squeezing so there's an engagement through the inner thighs as well. And let's hold steady in that work for about 10 more seconds. Keep breathing. You've got 5 more. 4, 3, 2. Take an inhale. Maybe lift the hips a little bit higher. And then exhale. Soft fold to the front of the hips as you gently release the back of the hips down to the ground. Beautiful. You're going to roll to the other side. I'm just going to flip around so you can see me. Again, the legs come towards that clamshell shape, heels towards the seat, and you can prop yourself up on your right forearm this time. Top leg is going to extend, and again, it elevates to be in line with your top sits bone. Good. And then we're just going to reach our top arm overhead. So there's one long line from fingertips to heel, and we're just going to start by pressing the heel back, finding that engagement into where the glute and the hamstring meet. Good. Exhale, press back. And again, this isn't just work for the glutes. We're also staying integrated, staying connected from rib to hip. So again, not letting the belly spill forward, the pelvis spill forward, holding everything in and moving from the center. Exhale, cinching that internal corset, those deep core muscles to help stabilize you, keeping the upper body completely still. One more here. And then let's add that diagonal reach as left heel presses back, left arm reaches on the diagonal. Good. Coming back. And exhale. Beautiful. And the left armpit can reach down towards the ground slightly. So you're getting a little bit of rotation here as well. Keep reaching out nice and long. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Inhale. And exhale. 3 more. Last 2. Beautiful. Last one. Come back through center. Top fingertips tent on the earth. You're going to lift up an inch, down an inch, pull the knee forward. Good. Press out. Up an inch, down an inch, pull forward, and pulling from 2 inches below my belly button, up an inch, down an inch. It's almost like a little crunch here happening for the low abs. Up an inch, down an inch, pull forward. You got 3 more here. Keep breathing. Good. 2. Last one. Beautiful. Press all the way out. Good. And then bend the knee, bring the clamshell back. Beautiful. Let's roll forward this time, coming to tabletop position, and then just take a moment and shell stretch or child's pose to release here. Taking a nice big easy breath in. Sigh it out. Let it go. Beautiful. We're going to come up to tabletop position. If there's any limitations or pain happening through the wrists, you're welcome to come down to forearms for this sequence here. Good. And we're going to start with left leg here. I'll come up to my palms. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, slowly lift the left knee out wide. Good. Inhale, bring the knee back under the hip. And exhale, lift. Beautiful. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. So keep going with your breath here. And same thing, we're really trying to stabilize through the core. So there's not a lot of swing to the right side of the mat here through the hips. I'm trying to press the palms down evenly. So feeling the weight evenly distributed across both hands. And just honoring my hips mobility, my hips range of motion. So if it's only lifting a little, let it lift a little. There's no need to push your edge. We want the integrity of this shape versus how big or how grand the range of motion is. Good. Let's do 3 more here. Nice. 2. Last one. And then we're going to kick the leg back, extending it to bring the heel in line with the sits bone, tapping the knee down to the ground. Inhale. Exhale, press back. Good. Inhale, tap the knee down. Exhale, press back. Good. And so again, I don't want the belly, the ribs to spill forward here, just like in side lying. So as I root down through the palms, I'm actually lifting the belly away from the earth. When you do that, you might feel a little more engagement through your glutes, which is what we want. We want the work to come from the back line of the body, not from a swinging or the mobility of the pelvis. Nice. We've got 3 more here. Good. 2. Last one. Hold the leg still in space here. You can lower down to your forearms if the wrists need a break or just to change the angle of the work here. Flex into your left ankle, toes draw down to the ground, and then you're going to kick your heel towards your bum as you exhale, and inhale, stretch the leg long. Keep the knee as still in space as possible. It's elevated at least to hip height. Try not to drop the knee as you bend here. Good. Let's go 5 more. Nice. 4. 3, 2. Last one, keep the knee bent, heel curled towards the glutes, and again, start to tap the foot onto the ceiling. Teeny tiny pulses here. You're just moving up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch, taking it nice and slow. You got it. Last 12, 11, keep breathing. 10 more, you got this. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Quietly drop the knee down back under the hip, and you can slowly shift back one more time to child's pose. Nice big release here. Take a deep inhale and exhale. And let's go right to the other side, rising up once again to tabletop position. Option to come down to forearm if you need it. We're going to go with the right leg this time. So when you're ready, take an inhale. As you exhale, right leg comes up and then lowers down again with the next inhale. Exhale, rise. Inhale, lift. Good. Again, be mindful of the work that's happening around the edges. Whole body works as an integrated system. So no parts are ever lazy or turned off unless we really intentionally want them to be in circumstances where we're doing like a stretch. But in this work, we want to keep the integrity of this tabletop shape. So that's where the stability comes into play, where the mobility, the movement is happening just at the right hip joint here. Good. So my abdominals are working really hard. My shoulder girdle is really working hard in order to maintain stability while I lift my leg up as high as my hip will allow for 4 more. Good. 3, 2. Beautiful. Last one. And then we're going to kick that leg straight back behind us. Take an inhale. Good. Bend the knee, tap it down. And exhale, send the leg back. Beautiful. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. Inhale. And exhale. Good. We're about 20 minutes into this work, so you might notice things kind of softening around the edges. Make sure you reinvest in plugging the palms into the mat, lifting out of your shoulders, and using that really strong exhale to stay connected to the abdominals. The breath is also a key that keeps you present in your practice. So if you notice you've let go of that Pilates breath, you're no longer hearing that audible exhale, just check in with yourself. Make sure you're present with the movement. And as many times as you need to, use that breath to bring yourself into the present moment and to be aware and to just experiencing everything that's happening in your body through each movement, pleasant or unpleasant. Sensation is an opportunity just to get to know yourself. So stay with it. You've got 2 more. Good. Last one. And again, you can lower down to forearms here if the wrists need a break. Flex into your ankle. And then we're going to bend, bringing heel towards the bum and extend. Good. And really, you can exhale or inhale, whatever feels most natural for you here. I like to exhale, curl, keeping that knee up in line with the hip. Also lifting the belly, keeping the work integrated into the abdominals as always. Good. Keep breathing. Beautiful. Good. Let's go for 4 more. Nice. 3, 2. Here come the pulses. Stay with it. We're almost there. Keep it bend into the knee. Keep a flex into the ankle. Up an inch, down an inch. Good. This movement comes from the back of the hips. Plug the belly, lift it up towards the spine. Work down into the forearms. You've got about 12 more. 11. Keep breathing. Good. 8 more. Keep working. Don't let the knee drop lower than hip height. Nice. Last 5. You got it. 4, 3, last 2, and last 1. Release the knee back underneath the hip. This time we're going to come back up to palms, taking an inhale as we organize wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, tuck the toes under. And as you exhale, lift up and back, find downward facing dog. And again, you can pedal the heels, sway the hips, nod the head yes or no, just finding any release here, letting go of any residual tension that might be lingering. And then taking an inhale to come up high onto your toes and exhale to quietly lower down. Walk your hands back towards your knees, untuck the toes, coming to sit in your hero pose just momentarily while we either turn around or swing ourselves down onto the ground, bringing the legs forward. And from here, we're going to sit up nice and tall on top of our sits bones, arms reaching ahead of us. Take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, initiate the movement from your pubic bone as you flex or round into the low back, pubic bone reaching towards the belly button. Keep deepening this C curve of the spine, this scoop of the belly as you slowly ease your way back. We're coming back just halfway here, taking again a big breath in. And then deepen that scoop as you exhale, fold over the thighs, reach the fingertips forward, plug the thumbs up towards the sky. Take an inhale as you stack the spine, sitting up nice and tall, right on top of the sits bones. And as you exhale, again, movement initiates from the pubic bone. It rocks towards the belly button. You round the low back. Start to lean back as you deepen your scoop of the belly. Come back again halfway. Inhale. Deepen the scoop even more as you exhale and fold forward over the thighs. We've got 1 more of these. Inhale, stack the spine. Exhale, half roll back, softening into the belly, peeling the hip bones away from the thigh bones. Take again a big breath in. We're going to hold steady here. And this time with an exhale, we're going to continue down as slow and controlled as we can here. Beautiful. See if you can slow it down even more for 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently hug the knees into the chest. Little rock side to side. Place your left foot down to the mat. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. You can gently push the right knee away, or maybe weave the fingers behind your thigh or onto your shin as you take a figure 4 stretch here. Take a nice easy breath in and a big breath out. Beautiful. You might want to take a gentle rock side to side and see where you notice if there's any point where you feel this stretch a little more deeply, a little more intensely. Maybe you just hang out there for an extra breath. And then slow and steady, release your left foot down to the ground, uncross right ankle. We're going right to the other side. So switching left ankle on top of right knee. Again, you can take the palm and gently press away. Or you can weave the fingers behind the right thigh or onto the right shin, taking a classic figure 4. Be still for a moment as you settle your body, settle your way into this stretch. And then from there, maybe finding a little bit of a rock from side to side, seeing if there's a little more intensity if you lean more to the right. If you find that point of heightened intensity, maybe you sit there for a breath or 2. Notice if that intensity kind of slowly dissolves away, softens. Take another big breath in. Nice easy breath out. Place the right foot down on the ground. Uncross left ankle from right knee. Zip the legs together, knees and ankles touch. And then just slowly let the knees fall wide. Soles of the feet come together as you take this supine butterfly. Now the hands can rest on the belly, one hand on the heart perhaps. The intensity of this stretch comes from how close your heels are towards your pelvis. So if it's a little too intense, try sliding your toes down towards the short edge of your mat. Or if intensity, sensation is what you're seeking, try drawing your heels a little closer towards your pelvis. Softening the glutes here, finding a little release to the inner hip. Let's take one more big breath in. Gently sigh it out. You can use your hands for some support here as you slowly guide the knees up towards the sky. One last time, hug knees into chest. Give yourself a good squeeze. Option here is for you to roll to one side and press yourself up to seated. Or if you'd like, you'll gently rock and roll yourself forwards and backwards, maybe about 4 or 5 times. Only if this feels safe and comfortable on your spine, on your neck. Let's go one more time if you're joining me. And finally coming to arrive at your sits bones. And then taking one last moment just of acknowledgement to your body, to your breath, to this practice. I'm so grateful that you allowed me to guide you through this session, and I look forward to guiding you through many, many more. We'll see you again very soon, and until then, take really good care.